Channel Study Times. Today we will discuss poem Not Marble Nor the Gilded Monuments by William Shakespeare. It's a sonnet 55, Not Marble Nor the Gilded Monuments by William Shakespeare. The word sonnet is derived from the Italian word sonato, meaning a little sound or a little song. The poet says that the gold-plated monuments built by royal men will not be remembered by the future generations, whereas this piece of poetry will live longer than the stone statues. The first stanza here is not marble nor the gilded monuments. Gilded means covered with gold or gold plated. पहले जमाने में जब राजा महाराजा monuments बनवाया करते थे या statues होते थे तो उन्हें वो gold से plate किया करते थे, वो gold plated होते थे. They were covered with gold. Of princess shall outlive this powerful rhyme. But you shall shine more bright in these contents. Contents यहाँ पर इस poem के बारे में बोला गया है. And that unswept stone, besmeared with sluttish time. Tarnished means वो सब खत्म हो जाता है. अनस्वेप्ट स्टोन होता है स्टोन मॉन्यूमेंट लेफ्ट अनकेयर्ड फॉर. जब उन मॉन्यूमेंट्स की कोई केयर नहीं की जाती तो वो सब बेकार हो जाता है विद टाइम. स्लटिश टाइम मीन्स ऑफ अनक्लीन हैबिट्स एंड बिहेवियर. यहाँ टाइम की पर्सोनिफिकेशन की गई है. स्लटिश बोला गया है उसे, हालांकि जो स्लटिश होता है उसका मीनिंग होता है अनक्लीन हैबिट्स एंड बिहेवियर. तो वक्त के साथ ये सारी चीजें जो है खराब हो जाती हैं. See, the sonnet begins with a clear statement of its argument. यहाँ पे एक argument है that no statue or gold decorated monuments will last as long as this poem. तो यहाँ पर जो comparison हो रहा है वो हो रहा है इस poem में और gold decorated monuments और statues में. The poet says that this piece of poetry will remain alive longer than stone statues and gold-plated monuments built by royal men. The royal men build statues and monuments so that they become immortal and remembered by their future generations. कि उन्हें सब लोग याद रखें इसलिए वो क्या करते हैं, monuments बनाते हैं, statues बनवाते हैं. लेकिन जो पोएट है वो यहाँ कह रहा है कि ये जो पोम है ये उससे कहीं ज्यादा जिंदा रहेगी. इट इज गोइंग टू रिमेन अलाइव लॉन्गर देन द स्टोन स्टैचूज एंड गोल्ड प्लेटेड मॉन्यूमेंट्स. द पोएट्स बिलीवर्ड रेफर टू एज यू बट यू शैल. यहाँ पे यू का मतलब बिलीवर्ड है एंड शैल बी रिमेम्बर्ड थ्रू दिस पावरफुल poetry in comparison to the statues which will be neglected and wear out with the passage of time. तो जैसे जैसे वक्त बीतेगा तो ये monuments जो है एक neglected हो जाएंगी. इनका जो wear out जो होगा उसकी वजह से ये सब कुछ खत्म हो जाएगा. The poetry will remain shining. लेकिन ये जो poetry है it will always remain shining and fresh as ever through the poet's beloved will also shine for all times to come. इसलिए जो beloved है that is also going to shine for all the times to come. Next is when wasteful war shall statues overturn. जब लड़ाइयाँ लगती हैं, wars होते हैं, उसमें क्या होता है, ये सब चीजें टूट फूट जाती हैं. And broils root out the work of masonry. Broils means fighting, especially war. Root out means बिल्कुल खत्म कर देना उन चीजों को. The work of masonry, जो ये सुंदर सुंदर चीजें बनाई जाएंगी वो सब नहीं रहेंगी. Nor Mars, Mars जो होता है that is god of war. His sword, a weapon with a long metal blade. Nor war's quick fire shall burn. Quick means lively or fast moving. The living record of your memory. That means the written memory of your life which continues after you are dead. So the poet says that wars are wasteful. जब ये wasteful wars होते हैं as they destroy the great monuments and turn them into ruins. उससे जो ये जो great monuments बनाई जाती हैं ये सब खराब हो जाती है, खत्म हो जाती है. This poetry that has been written in the memory of the brave man cannot be destroyed even by the greatest warrior Mars. Even जो Mars है, वो इस God of War है, वो भी इस poetry को destroy नहीं कर सकता. It will survive through all the wars, the living records of your memory. Death and all oblivious enmity. Against here means against death, and all oblivious enmity means enmity which is forgetful or of everything, so seeks to destroy everything. Shall you pace forth means stride forwards, your praise shall still find room even in the eyes of all posterity means future generations that wear this world out to the ending doom. Doom means doomsday, the day on which the last judgment will occur. So, even in phase of death, even after the death of beloved or unknown enemies, beloved praise shall remain alive. All the future generation will praise Shakespeare's beloved, shall read this poetry even after death. Poetry is very powerful and eternal. So, you would continue to be praised and you would live in the memory of people's mind till doomsday. तो वो जो मॉन्यूमेंट सब खत्म हो जाएंगी सब कुछ, लेकिन द बिलवर्ड है उसको हमेशा लोग जो है, जो फ्यूचर जनरेशन है वो भी हमेशा प्रेज करेगी, क्योंकि they are going to read about him through this poetry. So judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes. Judgment means a day of last judgment. See, Judgment Day is a concept in Christianity. On the day of judgment, Jesus Christ will come to earth and people will come out of graves, and Jesus will decide whom to send to heaven or hell. तो उस जजमेंट डे की बात यहाँ पर की जा रही है. The poet refers to the judgment day when the dead will arise out of their graves and Jesus Christ will descend on the earth to judge their acts. He says that till the day of judgment, when his beloved will arise out of his grave, he will remain alive through this poem. Everyone who reads the poem will praise the brave man, and thus he shall live in the eyes of his beloved. Devices used in this poem are allusion, the reference to Mars, the god of war and judgment, the day of judgment. Allusion क्या होता है is when we hint at something and expect that other person to understand what we are referencing. Alliteration यहाँ पे है when wasteful wars में W sound repeat हुआ है, shell shine में sh sound repeat हुआ है. Personification यहाँ पे time की हुई है, has been called a slut and thus personified. This poetry has been personified when called living record. So twice. Repetition है यहाँ पर shall और not का, repeated to create musical effect. Epithet है an adjective or adjectival phrase used to describe a distinct quality of a person or a thing. जैसे कि sluttish. Sluttish describes time. Besmeared describes statues. Wasteful describes wars. Imagery है यहाँ पर. Visual imagery is used in unswept stone, besmeared with sluttish time, as the reader can imagine statues which become ruins when the passage of time, and when wasteful war shall statues overturn and broils root out the work of masonry, and the reader can imagine the destruction caused by wars. So the of the poem is not marble nor the gilded monuments. In the 55th sonnet written by William Shakespeare, it tells us about limitations of worldly glory and grandeur, means impressiveness. All the great monuments, memorials हैं, statues हैं, erected by princes, rulers and the rich to perpetuate, means to maintain their memory, are subject to decay, destruction and deterioration. तो ये सब चीज़ें वक्त के साथ ख़त्म हो जाती हैं. The ravages of time and the agents of destruction destroy and damage all such monuments and memorials. Only the powerful rhyme of the poet and great poetry will survive in ravages. तो डिस्ट्रक्शन के टाइम पे भी ये जो राइम्स हैं, पोएम्स हैं, ये जिंदा रहती हैं. दे आर गोइंग टू live. Through the written words of this poem, the poet will immortalize the memory of his friend till the day of the last judgment. Neither expensive stone statues nor gold-covered monuments to the ruling class will live as long as this mighty poem. Through this sonnet, you will shine more brightly than any statue ruined by messy, careless time. तो यहाँ पे पोएट कहता है कि अपने बिलीवर्ड से कि यू आर गोइंग टू शाइन मोर ब्राइटली देन एनी स्टैच्यू. जो कि स्टैच्यूज हैं वो वक्त के साथ खत्म हो जाएंगे. दे विल बिकम मेसी, बट the beloved is going to shine. When wars come along and topple statues, जब wars होते हैं, statues टूट जाते हैं, and conflicts undo the skilled work of masons, not even Mars, the god of war himself, or war's speedy fires shall destroy this living memory of you. लेकिन जैसे मैसन्स इतने सुंदर सुंदर स्टैचूज बनाते हैं, इतने स्किल्ड वर्कर्स होते हैं वो, लेकिन जब वॉर होता है तो ये सब चीज़ें ख़त्म हो जाती हैं. लेकिन जो मार्स है, जो गॉड ऑफ वॉर है, वो भी चाहे स्पीडी फायर है, वो भी चाहे तो तुम्हारी मेमोरी, जो लिविंग मेमोरी है, उसको ख़त्म नहीं कर सकती. Defeating the forces of death and indiscriminate hostility, you will march ever onwards. Praise of you will always have a place among all future generations. जो भी future generations हैं, जो इस poem को पढ़ेंगी, उसमें the beloved is going to live until the forces of history bring this world to the end times. Until the end of time at judgment day, when you will be resurrected, you live through this poem and in the eyes of the lovers who read it. तो जब तक judgment day नहीं आ जाता, till that time you are going to live through this poem. The beloved is going to live through this poem and in the eyes of the lovers who read it. So much. If you like the video, kindly like, share and subscribe. Question answers will be uploaded soon. Thank you so much.